Welcome to The Upgrade. I'm founder Seymour Segnit. A slightly unusual one for you this week. Kate, my amazing co-host, is on a well-earned vacation at the moment, and Sharon, who does all the behind-the-scenes work, is actually moving house tomorrow. Wishing you all the best for that, Sharon. So I thought what we might do this week is go for a walk and talk. Actually this is the Hudson River behind me here. Amy and I are very blessed. It's about half a mile from where we live, and I sometimes come down here for a walk in the morning. In fact, if I just come over here, this is worth turning the camera around for. I have a feeling on camera it's not going to look that impressive, but I guess it does look fairly big, doesn't it? But this guy is called Storm King Mountain, and it's a prominent local feature. It was also the site in the 1960s of one of the first big environmental fights in the United States. There was a plan. Con Edison, which is a local utility company, had a plan to kind of, you'd probably have seen it from here, kind of cut a big chunk out of the side of the mountain and turn it into a hydroelectric plant. And I think sensible people are kind of pro hydroelectric, but in this particular case, it was not only a place of what's considered to be considerable natural beauty, but also just not a very good site for a hydroelectric plant. And so there were various fights took place during the 60s that resulted in it not going ahead, and a lot of that established the law that has been used in trying to make more sensible choices about these industrial things in the future. Please, on the buttons below us here, remember to like and to follow and to subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And let's just, you and I have a little chat. It's a very exciting time. So the first few products are shipped to the first few customers. They love them. You saw Darren a few weeks ago. We're doing a few refinements based on that feedback. I think I mentioned this in a previous upgrade, but Extreme there's a total of 11 ways of getting power out. You might have been there the day we first met when I did the original presentation. We counted them all up. But that means that there's kind of a crazy number of combinations of, what happens if you plug into this USB and then charge, there's like any sort of, it's not an infinite number, but it's hundreds of thousands, millions, in fact, of different combinations of ways that the product can be used. So it needs more extensive testing than the averaging. That's all going very well. I've got MAGFAST Air. I'll show you in the next couple of weeks. Is looking fantastic. And after, from my point of view, unacceptable amount of delay on the development of MAGFAST Wall, that's now coming along beautifully. We're going to be able to give you a lot of power to run your laptop, which we didn't originally expect or promise. So that's going great. And those of you who are regular viewers of the upgrade will remember an upgrade we did a few weeks ago with Damien Krauser, who's the principal of P3, our main manufacturing partner, talking about the supply chain. And I always try to be kind of straightforward with you. The supply chain is a nightmare. You've probably seen articles in the paper. A lot of them are about car companies, Ford, Mercedes, GM. Mercedes, I think, have cancelled some model years because they can't get silicon chips. Ford have got countless trucks sitting in fields missing chips. When they can get the chips, they'll put them in, then they can sell them and ship them. So very, very long delays even for the biggest companies. And we are, as we feared, we're not unaffected by this. One of the chips that we use, there's one in Life, for instance, 2 in Extreme. It's normally a 48-cent part. It's currently about $10. That's a 20-fold increase in price. You may also have read stories about, and just figure that out a second. So a part that used to make very little difference to the cost of making something now adds $10 to the cost of making it. That's not sustainable in the long term. The good news is it isn't going to be a long-term effect because the global supply chain is in this temporary craziness because of the effects of COVID. Taiwan had very bad COVID outbreak, I think, shutting down a lot of the chip fabrication factories. But the problems with the supply chain are so extensive that a lot of work is going into building new chip fabrication plants and so on. So we're actually very optimistic about how things are going to be. It's one of our neighbours, I guess, with their dogs. We're very optimistic about where we're going to be in the medium and long term as things come back to normal. It's just really tough in the coming months. And for us, it's it's particularly frustrating because after this long haul to get all of the products ready, just as we're going into manufacturing, we're getting hit with this. We're going to get the first manufacturing run is fine and secured. It was paid for a while ago, but we're going to have to add a boatload of extra money because of these increased chip prices. It wasn't possible to lock them in, and no one would have anticipated a 20-fold increase. So that's important. Of course, what it does mean is that our competitors are having a very tough time as well. So as I say, in the medium and long term, I remain really, really optimistic. We have an incredible new product that I'm going to show you. We haven't chosen the exact date yet. Major announcement coming up for you, which I'll tell you about in a few weeks' time. So I think there's a lot to be incredibly optimistic about for those of you, and I hope that includes you, who really believe in this project and are sticking with it through the ups and downs. This global supply chain thing, it's terrible. I'm sure many folks watching this have experienced it, just with things you can't get, your local Walmart, just regular shopping items that are missing. And certainly in the field of electronics, it's very, very difficult. And Damien is now saying he's never seen anything like it in the last 30 years. They have other areas of their business apart from MAGFAST that are very, very challenged at the moment. But as I say, I can't shake this kind of medium and long-term optimism, even as it's going to be tough over the next few months. So thank you for being a part of this. As I say, I've got a big announcement coming for you in a few weeks' time that I think that you're going to love. I think our investors are going to love. So please stand by for that. In the meantime, I guess we better do a secret word this week. Let's make it Hudson, after the beautiful Hudson River and my beautiful daughter Hudson. So this week's secret word is Hudson, Hudson. Go to magfast.com/fun, magfast.com/fun. Click around, enter the secret word. While you're there, you can earn extra chances to win in our $1,000 prize draw. We do this every month. $1,000 worth of electronics of your choice, including MAGFAST kit. You get to pick and choose with Kate. So $1,000 prize draw, all you do is just a couple of clicks, enter the secret word Hudson, you get 3 chances to win. And while you're there, there's other chances, you can accumulate extra chances to win by going and checking out our Facebook page and 1 or 2 other things like that. I think that wraps it for this week. My name's Seymour Segnit, the founder, president of MAGFAST. Please, we're always with you on the web at youtube.com/MAGFAST, facebook.com/MAGFAST. You can tweet us at twitter.com/GetMagFast, and we're always on your mobile device and your desktop and your tablet, changing charging for good at magfast.com.